Hi, my name's Jewel, and I'm 21. I mean, to this day, I'm kind of confused why the media as a whole created this kind of like us versus them narrative of like us versus terrorists and kind of turning every person of Islam faith into a terrorist. Why was that? You know, was it to create some sort of national unity?
I'm Evelyn Al-Sultani. I'm an associate professor in the Department of American Studies and Ethnicity at the University of Southern California's Dornsife College. I have been studying 9/11, particularly the racialization of Arabs and Muslims and media representation since the event happened. So the media was very much mirroring the government's discourse on 9/11 and then the subsequent war on terror. So about 9 days or 10 days after 9/11, President George Bush gave a speech in which he said that you're either with us or you are with the terrorists, creating this very clear divide and binary.
Either you are with us or you are with the terrorists.
There were so many policies that really sent the message that Arabs and Muslims in general, especially men, were the enemy and were a threat to national security. So the media was reporting on all of that. And but the media's role in terms of making the situation worse. There's a study that came out of the University of Alabama in 2018 that revealed that when a Muslim commits an act of violence, the media reports on it 357% times more than when a white man commits an act of violence. So there was an overrepresentation of violence committed by Muslims.
This is Mayor Giuliani of New York City. Let's join his news conference live.
The trend at the time was to report on what the government was saying. And it's interesting because right now there's so much questioning of what the government says. But at the time it was a national tragedy that the US had never seen before, except perhaps with Pearl Harbor in the 1940s. And it was the main focus for media, the main focus for government policies. And for Americans, we were in fear constantly.
Nathaniel Rizzo, 16. So my question was basically like, how did 9/11 directly impact our political landscape, not only in New York City, but globally?
My name is Sharon Austin. I'm a professor of political science at the University of Florida.
I appreciate so very much the members of Congress who have joined me in strongly condemning these attacks.
I think that 9/11 had a major impact at first in bringing about more bipartisan cooperation in Congress, because there was a need to show unity in politics in America.
By a vote of 69 ayes and 28 nays, the bill is passed.
But of course, that's not the case now, which is kind of short-lived. For a brief time, Democrats and Republicans were working together, not just in Congress, but just in political office across the nation. And as far as the impact in other countries,
The civilized world is rallying to America's side. They understand that if this terror goes unpunished, their own cities, their own citizens may be next.
9/11 was, I guess, proof to people in other countries that if this can happen in America, then it can happen in your country.
My name is Eleanor Berenson, and I'm 23 years old. Something I think about a lot and wonder is what specifically changed after the event in airport security.
I've been here at TSA as the Federal Security Director since March of 2016. I think back then you could bring Grandpa's pocket knife, you could bring your Zippo lighter, you could bring your torch lighter if you were a cigar smoker, your cigar cutter, a variety of other things. You certainly didn't have to take your shoes off or your belt off, nothing like that happened. Electronics were never really scrutinized because there weren't a lot of electronics as much as there are today.
This country is on hold in shock and horror.
We will come together to improve air safety, to dramatically expand the number of air marshals on domestic flights, and take new measures to prevent hijacking.
Want to get away? You may feel like crying when you see the new reality of traveling. Long lines as flyers arrive extra early because everyone's anticipating stricter security measures.
Initially, when TSA first rolled out and we federalized the security process at 450 plus airports at the time, we were reacting to what we had just learned. We had this tragic event. How do we make it stronger? We didn't know what we didn't know, and I think we adjusted. So you look back on 2001, the Richard Reed bomber. What did we do? Our reaction was, everybody take off their shoes now, let's screen them through an x-ray. 2006, the plot that was uncovered with liquid explosives overseas. What do we do now? Now we limit our liquids and gels and aerosols to 3.4 ounces. And there's a reason for all of that.